Yo, what up, guys? Your boy T-Dub back for the second time. Here we go. All right, so this is the second video I'm gonna do on the triple hitter going down this weekend, October the 14th. Like I said, you got Erickson Charlo on the event. You got Erislandy Lara on the event. You got Jermell Charlo versus Erickson Lubin on the event. Now, this is a fight that a lot of people, well, from what I've been hearing, there's probably a lot more I haven't heard from, but thinking that Lubin is way over his head. Took the fight way too soon. I guess he's only 21 years old, and definitely would like to get you guys' thought on that. But from what I've seen from Lubin, this guy actually has some pretty good skills. I think he can fight out of both orthodox and southpaw stance, but he typically stays in the southpaw stance, which could help and also hurt him in this fight. Charlo is definitely one of the well-known or more known fighters between the two, especially with his brother who's moved up to 160 pounds now. I think just skills based on skills versus skills. I do not believe Erickson Lubin is out of his element. This guy has some really good skills. He turned pro before he went to the Olympics. He probably should have went to the Olympics, went on ahead and fought, possibly won a gold and came back and then turned pro. But he signed, I believe, with the Mike Tyson promotional company at that time, which is, I believe, now no longer in service. And now he's undefeated. Really good skills. Some of the things I like about him, he keeps his distance. Now, what could hurt him, because I believe he might start out pretty fast against Jermell Charlo. But what could hurt him is if he fatigues and he decides to fight inside. He will do that. He'll come in, he'll put his hands up, and he'll trade some body punches, some head punches inside. Now, with Charlo, both of the Charlo brothers having that game-changing one punch power that can put you in, from being in green, thinking you can see clearly as the sun is shining, to out on your ass, and he needs to really watch out for that. But guys, just want to touch on a little bit. I'm out of my car for a second time, but I gotta go grab something to eat. Wanted to talk about this fight. Really good matchup. To pick a winner. Now, the Lara fight was a much easier pick for me. I really see the main event being a much easier pick. Now, this fight, I'm telling you, I don't know, man. I don't know. Erickson Lubin, this guy has skills. Something wants me to say that he might have a chance to pull off the upset, but that's not putting nothing past Jermell Charlo, who has good boxing skills and also has really good power. That's the thing. It's like when I look at Triple G, I'm not saying Jermell or Triple G though, but there's some fighters that you can look at and say, stylistically wise, of being a boxer, they're more cleaner and got more things in their arsenal than Triple G. But yet, when you step in a ring with him, you have to deal with what he brings to the table. You have to deal with someone coming forward, having an iron chin, having that power, throwing those awkward shots, upward uppercuts, downward uppercuts, all those. I call them downward uppercuts because they come up and come down, but it could be overhand left or right, however you look at it. You have to deal with it. And that's what Charlo, you have to deal with it. So do I believe Erickson Lubin is in over his head way too early? I don't. But right now, if I had to pick one, and it's hard, guys, if I had to pick one, I would maybe slightly tip my head towards Jermell Charlo, slightly, but don't get it twisted. I'm not talking about braid it up or plait it down. This could be a good fight. I would not be surprised if Erickson Lubin wins. Then you're talking about where you go from there. I think this guy, honestly, he does have really good skills, and if he can beat Charlo, this guy is he's going to eventually be one of those names you're going to throw out there. He's going to get way more bigger fights. And then all that 21 years old is going to be out the window. Because you got to remember, guys, when you say something, oh, he's 21. When you have champions that nowadays 18, 19, 20 years old being champions, if your skill level is up there, your skill level is mature enough to be up there, then the age really doesn't matter unless you're just over the hills and you can't move like you used to. But when you're young, like I said, age factors more to me when you're older. because you can't do the things you used to do. You know, look at Bernard Hopkins when he fought his last fight against Joe. Bernard used to slide across the ring, back and forth. I didn't know if he had shoes on or skates. But when he was fighting Joe Smith, I thought he had lat line boots with the steel toes in them. And he had a baby hop around the ring, you know? That's when age really kicks in. Now, when you're young, it's really more about the experience, what you know, how many times have you been inside the big light? This is his biggest test, which is why I recognize he has skills, but this is his biggest test. And right now, it's a little hard for me to pick him to win this, but like I said, I would not be surprised if he pulls it off. Big shout out to both fighters. Once again, it's your boy T-Dub, what's blazing the sport. Take a second, guys, subscribe. Now hit the subscribe button just to watch. This is not a peep show. Don't come in here, put a quarter in, watch the curtains open, see me do a little dance or two, and then I was never here and back out. Don't do that to me. I wouldn't do it to you. Subscribe, like, share. It's your boy T-Dub, what's blazing the sports, and we're out.